Hi guys, today we're going to talk about page 8. I'm going to read number 1 to you first. 3 out of the 5 equations are true. Write T or F for each equation. If the equation is true, explain how you know it's true. If the equation is false, change the equation to make it true. So 2 things we're doing on these, we're either marking them as true or false. If it is true, we're going to say how we know it's true. And if it's false, we're just going to make a correction. So that's what these lines here are for, true or false. So notice that you have an equal sign in between each one. Now, it's not actually asking you to solve the problem. It wants you to use some strategies you know, like doubling and halving, to say, would these be equal? So you want to compare the factors. So first I'm going to compare 12 and 24. What happened from 12 to 24? Well, that doubled. So that means that for the other side to be true, if both of them are true, that next, if I double from 12 to 24, then that means from 6 to 3, I need to half it for it to be equal. And so I'm going to see, is 6 divided by 2, 3? Did it half? If it did, then I'm going to write true. If it did not, then I'm going to find what is half, and I'm going to label that false. Okay, let's take a look at one more. First, I'm going to compare my factors. I start with 7, and what did I change it to? 28. How did I get from 7 to 28? 7 times something was 28. Was that a double? Or did I divide to half? I definitely multiplied, and I definitely did over double, because I know double 7 is 14. But let me so I'm thinking this is false, but let me double check my next factor. I had 4, and now it's 2. That is double, or that is half, sorry. My mistake. That is half. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so that is a half. So it's up to you to decide, was this a double, to see was that true or was it false? And once you decide if it's true, you're going to write true and you can leave it. And if it's false, you are going to change a factor to make it true. You need to find what is double 7. So you're going to continue through these rest of these, comparing factor to factor to see, do you double from one side and half to the other? Because if you double and half, you know that your product is going to be equal. Go ahead and pause this video and finish the rest of those now. Next, you're going to do number 2. It says fill in the blank to make each equation true. 6 times blank equals 3 times 14. So I'm going to go ahead and split that now. And again, I'm looking at doubling and halving on these. So first, I'm going to take a look and go from 6 to 3. To get from 6 to 3, did I double or did I half? Well, I definitely halved, which means on the other side was my double. So to get to 14, this is the one that I doubled. So I had 14, and I know when I multiplied 2 times another number, that's how I doubled. The number that I multiplied 2 times what? 2 times 7. Now let's double check that. 6 to 3 was half, where 7 to 14 was doubled. Great, I doubled and I halved. So you're going to continue the rest of these, seeing where do you double and where do you half, and complete the other side of each equation to make each double and halving true. Go ahead and pause this video to do number 2. Finally, number 3, challenge. Theo says he can find the answer to 8 times 90 by halving the 8 and doubling 90. So he says he's going to half this and half the factor 8, and he's going to double 90. And repeat these steps again and again until she Tao, not Theo, until she gets to 1 times 720. Is she correct? So I'm going to start you off, and she's going to continue these steps. So first she's going to half this first factor of 8, so 4, and she's going to double 90 to get 180. So you're going to keep going. Do half of 4 again, and double 90. And then do half and double, and you're going to see, do you get to 1 times 720? And then you'll be able to agree or disagree with her.